It's Wednesday, the 10th of March 2021. Welcome to the Fear and Greed Business Headlines, the business news you need in just 5 minutes. I'm Sean Aylmer. In today's headlines, technology stocks in Australia and around the globe tumble, wiping out hundreds of billions of dollars in value. Plus, business confidence in corporate Australia hits a decade high. Insurer IAG suspends trading in its shares as a fallout from the collapse of finance group Greensill spreads. And why caravan parks had their best summer for years and expect the same at Easter. Our lead story today, technology stocks around the globe are being sold off as investors become wary that the sector has run too hard and valuations are too high. In Australia, the all-tech index is down more than 17% from its peak 1 month ago today. While it remains 60% above its level of 12 months ago when it was launched, the recent plummet has occurred when the rest of the market has been broadly flat. The largest stock on the index is Buy Now, Pay Later Group Afterpay. It's surged over the past year, but is down 32% over the past month, including 4% yesterday. Accounting software group Xero is 17% below its peak late last year, including a 3.8% drop yesterday, and it's a similar story for Appen, WiseTech and Zipco. On Wall Street, the tech-heavy Nasdaq is down 8% from its most recent peak, even after a 4% jump overnight. Market leader Apple is down 15% over the past month. That's more than $300 billion in value. Microsoft, Facebook, Amazon and Netflix have all fallen sharply from their most recent peaks. Vehicle manufacturer Tesla is down around 1/3 over the past 7 weeks, and that's after a 6% rebound overnight. It's not a tech crash like 20 years ago, but in some cases it's not that far off it. The tech stocks did well during the pandemic because people were using their products to work and play. But now the outlook has changed. Things are going back to how they were pre-pandemic, and the tech stocks are suffering. In overseas news, it was a strong night on Wall Street and European markets, and Bitcoin rose more than 4% over the past 24 hours. And is back above $54,000. The Bloomberg Galaxy Crypto Index, a measure of all cryptocurrencies, is up 13% over the past 2 days. The OECD has put its considerable weight behind the Biden administration's $1.9 trillion stimulus package, saying it will boost the economic recovery around the world. The group upgraded its global growth forecasts and expects the world economy to expand by 5.6% this year. And the global cybersecurity breach that's affected Microsoft's email software has escalated, claiming tens of thousands of businesses and public sector victims. Microsoft's blamed a Chinese state-based group for the breach. Locally, business confidence jumped last month to its highest level in more than a decade. The National Australia Bank monthly survey showed a rise in business conditions as well. Conditions remain strong in retail, wholesale, mining and professional services, while conditions in construction, personal services and transport remain sluggish. Significantly, businesses appear to be investing again. Share trading in insurer IAG was halted yesterday after fears that the group was caught up in the collapse of debtor finance provider Greensill. IAG's share price fell more than 10% before it was suspended. The insurer released a statement later in the day saying it had no net insurance exposure to trade credit policies sold through Greensill entities. IAG's share price improved when trading resumed, but then dipped again to close down almost 4%. The board of Australia's fourth largest telco, Vocus, has recommended a $3.5 billion bid from Macquarie Infrastructure and Real Assets and Aware Super, ending 2 years of speculation about the group's future. The group includes brands Commander, iPrimus and Dodo, and ranks behind Telstra, Optus and Vodafone. Not a great day for politicians. Victorian Premier Daniel Andrews, who's had arguably the toughest job of the state leaders during the COVID-19 pandemic, slipped on stairs in his home yesterday, breaking ribs and damaging vertebrae. It's serious enough for Mr Andrews to be in intensive care. And Federal Health Minister Greg Hunt has been admitted to hospital with a suspected infection. The federal government already has Attorney General Christian Porter and Defence Minister Linda Reynolds on sick leave. AMP has sold its AMP Capital Global Equities Funds management business to Canada's Fiera Capital. It follows Ares Management agreeing to pay $1.35 billion last week to go into a joint venture with AMP Capital's infrastructure debt and equity and property businesses. The latest sale will shift $500 million in funds management to Fiera. There's an interesting story in The Australian this morning. Only 6 of the giant A380s are currently flying the globe, even though 246 have been manufactured since 2005. The 800-seat planes were hailed as the future of flying, but they were too big and struggled to compete with smaller, more efficient planes like the Boeing Dreamliner, and then COVID-19 hit. Qantas is decommissioning its fleet, and a raft of other airlines have done the same or are expected to reduce their numbers. And let's finish on a positive note. It was a good year for Australia's holiday and caravan parks, as holidaymakers stayed local. During December and January, national holiday park revenue was up 18% on a year earlier. And heading into the Easter holidays, normally the busiest weekend for holiday parks, forward bookings are up more than 300% from the COVID-19 hit 2020. That's the Fear and Greed business headlines for today. Make sure you've hit subscribe so you don't miss out. There's also more detail and plenty of other stories in today's full Fear and Greed podcast, including a look at Apple and how it became the tech giant it is today. I'm Sean Aylmer. Enjoy your day.